All right, it doesn't work. I'll do it slideless. So my talk is about web performance. Woo! Web performance is cool. We all want to deliver our websites over the tubes of the internet in split seconds, right? That's the ideal. So to do this, we need to do bundling, and we need to do minification, and we need to do all sorts of weird, crazy stuff that nobody really wants to do. So the next thing that comes in is automation. Woo! Automation is really, really cool, because then we don't need to do all of the boring stuff, and we can just focus on making our web pages. So that's all really cool. What are the tools that we have to do that? I mean, some of them have been listed already. We have Grunt, we have Gulp, we have Broccoli, Ember CLI. But has anyone ever tried setting up the 20 or 30 things that you need to do in order in Grunt? Can I see some hands? Or maybe I can't, actually. So some people have. I've tried that, and I don't find it easy. And the reason I don't find it easy, despite Grunt and Gulp and Broccoli saying that tasks are reusable, is that each task has to be configured. So when I need to configure 30 things that take an input and give an output, and the next thing needs to be configured to take the output of the previous thing, this becomes a long, long list of things. You can take Yeoman as an example. Yeoman generates some really cool web pages for you, some web apps out of the box for you, and their grunt file is 400 lines. And when you scan it, all you see is globbing patterns. These files are here, please put the output here. Oh, this output is here, please put the other output here. And what you end up doing, actually, is that you're putting in your config file a duplication of the exact knowledge that is already in your web page. Because what you've developed is actually a website, and a website works in a browser. So when you open your website in a browser, it already knows where to find all of these things. So what if we could just tap into that and not configure anything and just say, hey, build system, please go and look at my web page and do the right thing? Because when you look at these grunt files that are 400 lines, and you cut away all of the things that have to do with files and dependencies, then all you have left is like, I don't know, 10 lines of code that configure the actual tools that do the work to the files. So we thought about this problem back in the days before Grunt was actually a thing. We were iterating through shell scripts and through make and all sorts of things, and we came to this conclusion that we're just flattening out dependencies that should already be in our code. So we went ahead and built a system that tries to do exactly what the browser is doing. And this would be a slide where it says asset graph. That's the project that we built. So we were really scratching an itch, right? We wanted to build web applications, but we didn't want to flatten dependency graphs because it's unmaintainable, and our newly started developers didn't know anything about make or anything. So they just needed to build a web page, and they did know to do that. So we just wanted them to do that and not care about the tooling. So we built Asset Graph Builder. It's supposed to be a single command line tool that takes one input, which is an index.html file. You just tell it where you want your output, and it goes and does the right thing. And it does so by statically analyzing your code, like the browser does, looks at what the outgoing relations are, goes and fetches them, so it's scraping your website, downloads those, and does this recursively based on what you tell it to do. And we built a whole bunch of really good default configs in here. So the demo that I can show you now is that I take the output of a Jekyll build website. So most of you probably know about GitHub Pages. So Jekyll is a really, really cool tool to just statically generate sites. And the demo is, and I'd love to show this afterwards, that I take the yeoman.io website, run Jekyll, so I just get the static files. And then I take my tool and I say, take this index.html, please put the output over here, and you get a nicely formatted website. It's minified, all the images are small, all the things are bundled together, things are renamed for far future cache expires, and it's basically usable out of the box. So come poke me afterwards, asset graph. Take a look at it, and I have stickers if any of you want it. Thank you for listening.